Hi, welcome to the Whitey Wagger Show. I'm Whitey, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what's going on with Whitey, with me, and because in part, to tell the story, but also I just got all this my tech set up for a new background, and I'm still checking on things like lighting and sound, headspace, framing, things of that nature. I think this light needs to go behind the laptop, and that light needs to be over there somewhere. So that needs to be my key light. That needs to be my fill light, and I got the hair light because it's a little shadowy. Anyway, um, so what happened is, see, I've been working a job for 2.5 years up until a couple weeks ago. I'm not gonna remember the exact timeline, and you don't give a shit. But there was some kind of sinus cold thing that was going through, and I was just burned out of shit on my job. Pays decent. I just gotten a raise. Just taking a couple holiday weeks over the last month. On paper, things are going good, but I just burned out. And if you watch this channel, physical labor job on your feet the whole time, and you're like a robot. There's when you're doing packed, it's just you stuff's on a conveyor. You're putting it in a box called the shipper. It's the exact same motions over and over again at rapid pace all day. You get home, and depending on what you did, this knee hurts and that ankle hurts and this back here hurts, or it's your shoulders. That's constant repetition injuries. And you come home and lay in your bed and you have no fucking life. It's third shift, and then I'm making okay money, but it's the typical, and then this breaks. So I got to fix that. And then that breaks, and I got to fix that. And you're not making enough money to really get ahead. And so when this sinus cold thing went around, I missed some time, and because I was sick, and I'm just like, and they tell you because your food production, if you're sick, don't come in, because not only will you get the people around you sick, but it's going into the food and you're making your customers sick, health issues, all that stuff. And with COVID, they've been right on top of it. So while I was lying in bed sick for 3 days, I'm like, I've had enough. So I typed up some resume and just made that public. I don't think I applied to anything. I don't recall. But within like a day, I got a phone call. Hey, we got a position open for a housekeeping position, which is something I had done for over 2 years before, and I experienced as a laundry tech at an old folks home, my previous job before this one. So I have experience in healthcare, not in direct patient care, but in all this support departments for hospitals and healthcare, and lots of it. So there was a few. I haven't been to an office or met anyone in person, which feels very weird. It's a recruiting office like Manpower or something. I won't say who for anonymity's sake or where I got hired, but I got hired. I'm working for this company to work at a hospital as a housekeeper, and I actually don't know anything else beyond that. Am I afloat? Am I covering a specific area? It's 3 to 11 p.m. second shift. It's full time, and it's $20 an hour. With my raise, I don't actually know exactly what I was making because I just got it. I don't think it even been on a paycheck yet. What exactly my new hourly was going to be, but I think it was like 16.22 an hour, which is solid pay for around here and for me. So to bump that up, like $3.72 raise is fucking huge. $20 an hour is a lot more than I've ever made before. But I've been sitting here when that happened. I'm like, given my misfortune, I just turned 40 as well, a little over a month ago, or about a month ago. No, less than a month ago, 3 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago. I just turned 40, and it's been raining shit since I came out of my mama. And it's like there's more raining shit. It's a drizzle, it's a torrential downpour, but it's always raining shit for old Whitey. And so I'm like $20 an hour full time. it's too good. And then with the physicality of this job that I just left, um, going back to being a housekeeper is going to be a walk in the park. Now, the reason it's 20 an hour is because of COVID, plain simple. People worried about getting COVID and dying. And so it's possible sooner or later they got a contract to the hospital. Maybe the contract dries up because of those as COVID concerns dissipate. It's the other thing that's likely going to happen and fuck me over. But if I get a few months in first, I'll just hire in at the hospital full time, and that comes with bennies. But I'm like, it's too good. It's too good. Something's got to go wrong here. And I was right. So what happened is, see, I called up my old job, now my now old job, and I put in my 2 week notice. Said that's it. I'm done. No moss for me. And I went back and got started on that. But during the day, I work graveyard shifts as the old job. But during the day, the new job is like you got to go over here and get these shots done. You got to go over here and get this blood work done. You got to go over here and get your TB test. And over here it's a UA, urinalysis. Oh my god! And so one day I drive all the way over an hour. It's close to an hour and a half away with traffic on. And I ran out. I was sitting in the parking lot in the AC. It was the hottest day of the all year. And the sensor that tells me how much gas I got left. I knew this is starting to go. And so I've literally watched it. It'll say like you have 216 miles left in the tank, and I'll watch it jump up and down. I knew this, and then I drove past several gas stations. Whitey did it to Whitey. It's 106 degrees. Sitting in the parking lot, I went in and checked in with the place. They said you want to wait in the lobby or wait in the car. I'm like, man, I'm sweating. It's hot. I'm gonna go wait in my car in the AC. And it was telling me I had 36 miles left on the thing. It was wrong. I'm sitting there in the AC and the car dies. I ran out of gas sitting in the parking lot. Gas station's like 4 blocks away. No big deal. How do I get to gas in a car? So I walked just up the street 2, 3 blocks to a Home Depot. I didn't have a gas can, bought a gas can, walked across the street to the Shell gas station, filled up a gas box back. Not a big deal when it's 72 degrees. When it's 106 degrees, I get back to my car and it's like I'm spraying. Whee! Sweat. Um, and I thought maybe because I was on an incline, or that way, I thought maybe the gas just rolled it back. So I put it in neutral and I rolled it down to a flat area, thinking the gas rolled forward. I'll get it started again. I'll go just 4 blocks and get a tank of gas. And it didn't work. I'd run it dry. So I get back and I go to put the thing in. It doesn't work. I got a full three. I got 3 gallons of gas. I can't get it into the thing. It's this little metal thing that blocks it. That I didn't take into consideration. So I call up State Farm roadside assistance, and I'm thinking I'm in the burbs of Chicago. They'll be here in 20 minutes. Going on 2 hours later. I went in and got all my shots and everything I had done. I'm sitting out in the car, ready to go home, and I keep watching the entry to the parking lot going, where the hell are these guys? Dude, Home Slice finally shows up. Yeah, and my phone's dying, and I can't charge it because the car won't start. And so the guy calls me up. I got 4% left on my phone, and he's like, I'm in the parking lot now. Where are you? And I'm like, you ain't here, bro. And so I gave him the right address, but GPS sent him to the Aldi's down the street. And I'm like, I'm at the yada yada yada. I'm staring at the sign at the business. I won't stay here again for him. And then he's like, oh, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay. But I'm just stressing, like, I knew that was going to happen. I just knew GPS was going to send him to the wrong spot. Just my luck. But if my phone dies first, he doesn't know where I am. How am I getting out of here? Here's the thing. That's all fair and good because the moral of the story is what Eric over at Hey Internet Eric would say, I'm a big dumb animal. So he gets there with a tank of gas. I paid it was $13 for the gas. And he goes, do you have what was it? A little thing. And I'm like, I don't know. He's go pops the trunk. It's my tire. It's right there. The thing I needed was sitting in my trunk the whole time. It's just a white thing you put on the edge, and that knocks the little metal guard out of the way so you can pull the top for the gas. So I sat there for 2 hours or like an hour and 40 minutes when the thing I needed was in the trunk of my car the whole time. So by the time I get home with traffic, waiting in the lobby for to go get the shots, it's not 7 p.m. I gotta go to work in 2 hours, and I've been sitting in the heat, and I face part of stuff, and I got a physical on your labor bus. I got the hardest job in the whole business, literally the whole company, most physically labor intensive job in the whole company is what I have to do, and I'm like, I'm done. I just can't. I can't do this by day and work by night. So I called them up. I said, I'm sorry, guys. I put in 3 or 4 days of my 2 week notice. I said, and it's third shift is always, they're like, give us a call. There's no one to call. It's just a voicemail. So I called them up. I said, I'm sorry. Take me off the schedule. I'm done. I had a bunch of crap come up. I can't make it anymore. Then a guy from work calls me a couple days later and he's like, do you still work here? And I'm like, no, I put in. So even though I told him I was done, again, a chronic issue. Communication is just crap at this company. There's a lot of issues as to why I left. So even walking out the door, the left hand couldn't tell the right hand what I said to the left hand. So I'm done at that company, and I got to start date in 2 weeks. So and then I'll get my first paycheck 2 weeks at that. So I got to go what's left in my bank account, my last couple paychecks, um, and make it a good month with no money coming in, you know, till my next paycheck, new job, right? Okay, great. Then they're like, you need to go. The new job is like, you need to go get the Johnson & Johnson one and done shot, so that you're immune for your start date, and need to get a flu shot. Everywhere I went said the same thing. They discontinued the Johnson & Johnson shot, and this was like just days earlier. They discontinued. They aren't carrying the flu shot because it's the middle of summertime, which makes sense. Except I need these things to start my new job. When just the day before I told them I was done. So I knew that other shoe's going to drop. It's too good, and I screwed the pooch. It was all on me. Um, so I've been sweating. How am I going to take what is about $600 I got to my name, and now I can't get the Johnson & Johnson one and done and start in 2 weeks because nobody has it. So I had to go to the Walgreens to get the Moderna. Is the problem that you get one shot and then 28 days later you get the second shot. So that pushed my start date back another 2 weeks. So now I got to go a long time with no money coming in. Thankfully, I got a thing in the mail from my old job that I have just under $700 in retirement after a year and a half of working for this company. What was it, 2 years? Um, and so I filled out online the thing. Go ahead and send me that money. So the damn thing online, my bank thing is always making me change my password. Hopefully it's either in there now or will be in there in the next couple of days, and I'm going to survive. So when that came through, I'm like, oh my god, it's still going to be tight, but I don't have to crawl on my belly for 6 weeks to get to that first paycheck. I got about $1,000 to my name, which, so ramen noodles and mac and cheese for Whitey, and it's going to be fine up until I got to go into town and get gas. It was freaking me out because gas prices kept going up. What if it's like $6.50 a gallon? Right now it's gone down a little bit. It's under 5. So I'm breathing. I'm breathing a bit more because I got $600 more in the bank, and gas prices are going down right now, not up. There's still a long time between there. So as of right now, it's 10:50 p.m. on 7/2/22. I start on the 14th. I got to go and get one more shot for the Moderna thing on the 13th. I start on the 14th. A couple of weeks later, I get my first paycheck. But so with the exception of getting that shot, everything's done. I had to go because they put start date back, I had to go do another UA. Um, and so, if this all works out, I'll be making $20 an hour full time, which cures a lot of ills. I mean, a $3, it's almost a $4 raise. It's huge. Oh my God, that's some nice dineros. Um, and so the thing to do is then I need to get a few items here, and then put some money away for first month's, last month's, and get my ass off the farm where I'm at. I'm in the second story of a farmhouse. My family's downstairs. Now, wife and kids, moms and sister. Mom, my aunt, my sister, our roommate, my sister's boyfriend. And then, oh my God, everything under my feet is drama. So that's a whole. So we're gonna buy 3 pigs. Then we're not gonna buy 3 pigs. Then we found a rabbit. Then a little baby rabbit. Then the little baby rabbit died. Then they found another baby rabbit on the road, or another like teenage age rabbit. So they shot it and skinned it. And so I'm looking out the window, and here comes my sister with a skinned rabbit. I'm like, oh, and then the dog screwed up my head. Oh, it's just dry. I gotta get out of here so bad. I need to get me a nice little apartment somewhere in civilization, with some doable Wi-Fi, and start streaming some channel and getting some views. And just, I gotta get out of here. So I should have maybe finished. I could have helmed the situation a little smoother, and get put in the full 2 weeks so that at least I don't burn that bridge. But it's like, if so, all my eggs are in this basket. But then I applied for a janitorial position, which I've done that too. And the guy got a hold of me today. He's still interested. Just online sent me a text. I'm like, so I got some fallback. I got plenty. 40 years old. I got plenty of experience in a lot of fields, and so I'm breathing easier. Because even if this doesn't work out, there's some options out there. Everybody's hiring. There's plenty of jobs. It's the gas prices and the housing. The housing's a bitch. Find somewhere that ain't gonna cost you a fortune and get there when the gas is what it is. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I miss Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was in office, $2 gallon gas. I hope there's a red wave. And I'm not rooting for teams anymore. Politics, I don't care. What's my politics? Nintendo versus Sega. That's my politics. Why? Because it's happier in my little world of delusion where everything is on fire. Um, Coke versus Pepsi. Ford versus Buick. I don't want to do liberals conservatives anymore. So I'm sticking to retro video games and movie reviews and unboxings because it's happier. But if Republicans win in November and we can get back to $2 a gallon gas, and I can get me a nice little apartment somewhere, I don't have problems. So can we do that? Thanks. So anyway, that's my story. Got a new job, $20 an hour, full time. There's no benefits that I'm aware of, but at $20 an hour, I'll just go pay for insurance my own self. You know what I mean? Um, so that's the next thing. Get to my start date, get established there, put some paychecks together, um, and then get back towards Eric, in the neighborhood of Eric. And I'm heading, Eric, you know where you live. That's where I'm heading. Because you know where I'm working. I think I mentioned that to you. If not, it's Kish. You know what I'm talking about. You know, hospital. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, fuck. You know who I'm talking about. So I'll be working there, and I need to move to that area, whether it's in D-Town or Sycamore. I shouldn't have said that either. I shouldn't say these things. But Eric, I'm moving towards you. And so we can do some movie nights and stuff from now on. I'll be right down the road again. Just as soon as I get enough for the first month's, last month's deposit. And if you know anywhere that's cheap, that's looking, let me know. Because I'll be looking here in the next about a month or so. So anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. I got to go delete the locations I just mentioned. So anyway, 20 minutes. Cheers.